Drake lied, and Akademiks is spiraling.
Like LeBron, nobody told you if you're secretly cheating on your wife, stay out the way. And don't dance at your man who been helping you cheat, calling him a pedophile. Get out the way, LeBron. What are you doing?
What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again, talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those cash apps to CLBMG gang. Listen, I don't know if the suckers are moving in flocks these days, but the world is in a sad situation, gang. I'm just going to be honest. This is I've never seen the bizarre, the weird goings on as I've seen for the last 2 days. The last 2 days have been incredible to watch. You got Drake outright lying to your man, Akademiks. I'm gonna break it all down to catch a lot of you up. Some of you guys don't know what the hell is going on, so I'm gonna break it down. But Drake straight up lied to Akademiks. Akademiks straight up went on his page and lied and lost his credibility when he got exposed. After he got exposed, he basically said it wasn't me lying. If anybody lied, it's Drake. And then at the end of that, he goes on a complete 180 rant trying to expose LeBron for cheating on Savannah. This thing has went into the bizarre. On top of all of that, the Drake fans have to pivot now and make Diamond out another man for cheating on his wife into some kind of retribution right that is now okay because your man got his feelings hurt. So I'm going to break this whole thing down. I'm going to be here for a while. If you got some patience, stick around. If you don't, it's a million other videos you could be clicking, but I'm going to be right here. So listen, gang, I'm going to start with the thread. The thread that started the whole thing, right? My man Cloud King XX, salute the Cloud King, right? On X, aka Twitter. I still say Twitter. It's really hard to say X. I got to make myself say X because it's just weird, right? But let me read the thread so we can catch up. And I'm glad I didn't cover this 2 days ago because there's so much going on that is so much more. I wouldn't want to do 3 days of this, right? How Drake got caught lying destroyed DJ Akademiks' credibility in 24 hours. On May 29th, 2023, Chris Blake Griffith, a clothing designer, was attacked and robbed by Stefon Diggs, the NFL player, his brother, and his 2 friends. Stefon Diggs apparently tried to make a move on him, Chris Blake Griffith, and he turned him down. So Diggs sent his brother and his friends to take him out. But luckily, Chris escaped. The perpetrators got arrested and eventually had to do some community service. So this dude is alleging that he was styling, I'm going to assume, Stefon Diggs, and he rejected his advances. Let's just say that. This dude, instead of just moving on with his life, he sends his brother and 2 goons to go. Nothing says, yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed about what I did, like sending my brother over there to hush you up about it, right? Y'all dudes got to get serious, man. I'm just going to be, y'all got to get serious, bro. Like, seriously. Let me keep moving. Enter Drake. Chris has designed clothing for Drake and his OVO brand and have some history. Drake has some evidence of some sort that will help Chris further his legal battle against Stefon Diggs. So Chris asked Drake for help, but Drake declined. What we came to find out is that he asked Drake to check out his mixtape because he has a mixtape where he's talking about the incident, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And they have a whole text chain back and forth with each other. It looks like it's on Instagram or something. And I'm going to explain to you how it got leaked. So here we go. The connection between the two got heated and Drake apparently called him a rat, which prompted Chris to leak some DMs on his Instagram between him and Drake. The shocker on the DM was within the message. Drake is insinuating that LeBron might have cheated on his wife, Savannah. So I'm going to be clear. when you read, I'm going to read these text messages real quick because I want to keep this moving because I want to get past this. Everybody already heard this. This is all old news, but some people don't know what's going on. He didn't insinuate that he cheated. He was using it as a scenario. He said this would be like XYZ. Let me read this. Damn, gang unfollowed me. So Drake had apparently unfollowed him. He's clearly in Drake's Instagram, says Champagne Poppy. From college days, playing Views on repeat with the volume turned all the way down in my sleep, in hopes of helping you attain another number one, to Tatine the owl in my skin. First of all, you're doing too much, right? These are those super fans who, when they say when the song is dropping or the album is dropping, go and stream it, run it up, da da da. These are the people who really do that overnight, running it up nonstop, or just making sure it hits number one, which is how these guys operate. This is why you can't beat some of these people at this game, because not only do they have bots and they have all kind of heavy-handed promotion things in place, they also got these super fans who will sit there and have 3 and 4 accounts and stream the numbers up just to get this person to number one. So you're never going to be on these guys' level. It's just, it is what it is. These super fans they're not having it. But let me keep it moving. From standing outside your shows in the cold with my baby broski, whose OVO deal fell through the cracks after coming to Toronto to link with 40 at Soda Studios, to arguing with Gervonta about charging $0 to put the OVO owl patch on the shorts when he fought on the Mayweather vs. McGregor undercard simply because I saw the vision. From always offering tickets to all the OVO guys for every fight that I'd pay out of pocket for because Gervonta would say they got the money. So he was buying these guys tickets. This guy is insane. Let me just say that. This guy is insane. Because Gervonta was right. They had the money. Why are you paying it out of your own pocket for these guys just to be? But this is, let me just keep it moving. This is weird behavior. It's weird, gang. It's weird. You're paying for these guys that already have the money. It's get with behavior. To then having Preem pissed at me for requesting a pair of signed gloves and not getting them despite me spending my own money on gloves for Preem. Your whole team that Gervonta refused to sign unless I asked you to send us a pic of the signed shorts I had framed and gifted to you for your B-Day. Even when I flew from Baltimore to LA and dropped the shorts off to you, my personal team at GTD said I was dick riding when I was merely showing love as I paid for the framing, my flights, and lodging out of my own pocket because G was against it. I'm not your op, champ. You're doing too much. I'm just going to be honest. But at this point, it doesn't matter because this dude turned on you anyway. And this is why you were doing too much from the jump. But you're like, let me continue. You heard a fan today, broski. You're more than a fan. You're obsessed with this dude. God bless. Hope your best days are ahead. Forever grateful. This is Chris talking to Drake. So Drake responds. You asking me to post a tape about you ratting on people, G. I just don't really come from a family or a friend group or city where that's acceptable. I live by a code that's become law. So Drake is living by the code. We all just got to deal with our own shit off of here. Not telling you to be no super gangster or tell you what to do, but it made me feel super weird. You would think I would be into supporting that type of shit. So Drake ain't into none of that snitching stuff, but we don't know why Ak is snitching now 2 days later, but let me keep it pushing. So Chris responds, a nigga turned me on some gay shit while I was designing his collection and styling him. Stephon Diggs. I didn't go, and then he sent 2 niggas to off me at my crib to suppress his secret. That's not ratting, champ. I survived the hit. And he had money on my head, so I spoke up. Right? Then he goes on to bring in the UMG situation that Drake is in. He said, that's like me telling you that you ratted for pulling Universal's card because they played with you in front of the entire world. All right, gang. So Drake goes, I mean, I don't know no details, fam. I'm just showing you outside perception. I think there's better ways to go about it, is my opinion. Me and Universal is like if Nike was funding a campaign, he said if, he wasn't saying LeBron did anything, but let me stress that he said if. He was given an example. He wasn't saying LeBron was cheap. This thing is spiraled, and this is what they wanted, but it is what it is. Let me finish reading. It's like if Nike was funding a campaign about LeBron cheating on his wife. Like if not Adidas or Reebok. Nike, the company he been with since he started. My situation is not no street shit. So in Drake's defense, you're not going to hear that often out of my mouth, but in Drake's defense, he was making a comparison. He didn't say LeBron. It spiraled out of control. I know the blogs ran with it. Drake saying that LeBron, he insinuating Drake. No, he wasn't. Dudes don't have no context. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't have no context. They see stuff, and words are literal in every sense, or they want it to be literal, da-da-da. Right? So everybody before me that tried the label was too eccentric, so they wrote them off as crazy and they never had to pay for their sins and mistakes. I'm going to change that and make the building a safer place for every artist moving forward. I don't know if this dude really is like this delusional to think that that's what he's really doing with this lawsuit, but that's what he wrote, right? That's not making this is not what he's going to do. This is not what's going to happen with this lawsuit. It ain't going to be a safer place for everyone. I don't know. This is a hero complex. It's just weird to me. It's wild, but that's not what's going to happen with this lawsuit. I'm just going to be honest, gang. But this is what he's writing to this guy. He's like on some like, yeah, I'm Batman right now, right? Everybody before me that tried the label was too eccentric. He's talking about like Michael, Prince, people like that. So they wrote them off as crazy and they never had to pay for their sins and mistakes. I'm going to change that and make the building a safer place for every artist moving forward. Sins and mistakes. I'm not going to veer off from what's going on, but he's making it like this label is awful and wicked, and they've been doing sins and mistakes. This dude has been benefiting from this label for 15 years. There's sins and mistakes. This guy got a mansion in Canada. He got a mansion in LA. Was it Texas somewhere? This guy got money. He can go anywhere. He has a giant jumbo jet. All of that stuff came from the sins that UMG have created in his name. So this holier than thou that he's going to bring him down, it's nonsense, gang. I'm just going to be honest. This is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you're going to do examples, that's like me saying, yeah, I've been on Rockefeller with Jay-Z for 10 years, like Kanye, and all of a sudden I'm going to bring it down. It's weird, gang. It don't make no sense. You're not going to bring it down. First of all, this lawsuit is going to expose you more than them. And second of all, this ain't even going to court. It ain't even a lawsuit yet. It's just a petition for action. It ain't even a lawsuit. So nothing's going to happen. All you're doing is making them halt all your releases, and you ain't got to worry about making no music right now. That's all that's happening. Let's just be honest. Your shit is personal and involves violence, and I think the way you're doing it makes you look crazy. That's my opinion, and you don't need to listen to it. I just think if all you were saying is true, there's better ways to handle it other than dropping a tape. So he's telling him, you're dropping a mixtape about this situation makes you look crazy. I mean, Drake talks about his feelings all the time. He makes records and songs about what happened and what's going on all the time. So I don't know why this guy's looking crazy. Now, asking Drake to post it is wild. Drake not going to post your music, but the dude said, bro, I wasn't asking you to post it. I was just asking you to your opinion on the music itself, right? So end of the day, right? All of that transpired. Them leaks came out. And when dude dropped them leaks, it hit the ground running. The internet went wild. They started saying Drake is saying that LeBron is cheating on his wife. They started saying a whole bunch of stuff from those screenshots from Chris, right? What happened was, at that point, Drake picked up the phone and called his puppet, his mouthpiece, right? Akademiks, who's so desperate to get that spot back from Maul, Aurorian Maul, of Drake confiding in him. He doesn't understand. Drake uses this boy. This guy, I've never seen nobody use like this. If somebody ever, I don't care if I get 1 million followers and I don't know what's going on in my life, if I ever get pupperized like this, I'm going to ask y'all to turn my TV off for me. If I'm ever this pupperized by anybody, go back to this video and say, he got pupperized, he told us something's wrong, off his TV, turn it off, dead ass. Because simple fact of the matter, this is a man insane. Akademiks is getting used. And what does he do after he realizes he's being used? Drake calls him, says, Ak, those texts are fake. Ak goes straight on his page. This is a fake DM. Drake called Buddy a rat. He got mad and made up some fake DM and tried to make the blogs to go viral. End of story. Source, the boy, right? I guess that's putting a stamp on it when you say the boy, it's end of discussion. It's over, let it go. And a lot of these blogs started to delete it, right? A lot of these blogs got a little scary, all right, or whatever. They start thinking that, oh, if Drake said this, must be true. Now, Kendrick told us, which I don't know if we still remember the lyrics, but he said this guy's a liar. He said Drake is a liar. I had no idea to the extent. Kendrick knows this guy way more than I do. When he said that stuff, it sounded good. I was like, wow, but as these 9 months have transpired, and the hard part 6 turned out to be all lies, and then you start seeing all the lies that follow, this dude is a master manipulator at his best because he got Akademiks in a chokehold. He got a lot of these guys in a chokehold. He literally lied to this man's face. So Chris goes and says, oh yeah, it's a lie. Which I'm gonna be honest, I don't agree with leaking text in the first place. I'm not built like that. It would have to be a real serious situation of you really testing my integrity and calling me all kind of stuff. But he leaked these texts before anybody even knew what was going on with him and Drake. He leaked it. It was his integrity wasn't on the line. He didn't have to leak this stuff. So I'm not a leaker, texter guy, right? But he leaked it. Drake called Akademiks, because Drake didn't address it himself. He called Akademiks, put the puppet arm up in him and says, go say this. And Akademiks said it word for word, right? So this guy went and took another phone and screenshotted himself. Or I mean, he didn't take another phone. That's old school. He just video recorded, right? He just screen recorded and scrolled down through all of the messages between him and Drake. It obviously was true. Akademiks obviously was lying, and Akademiks obviously was told to lie by Drake. So yet again, here we are with another lie, outrageous lie told by Drake. So extremely furious for not only being called a rat but a liar, Chris posted a video. The video shows that the DMs are in fact real and that Drake lied to Akademiks to cover up the stuff that he said about LeBron and LeBron's wife, Savannah. Now, like I said, he didn't say to me, when I read that, it was just an example, but they didn't take it like that. They started saying LeBron's cheating on his wife according to Drake. So when Akademiks gets exposed as a liar, he says this.
Over there, he see all the shit. He read DMs. He over there, my nigga. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell y'all after that. Okay, so I know some people are like, they want me to be super upset. No, if I couldn't tell y'all that Drake told me, I'd be super upset. Or I'd go to Drake and say, give me the fucking proof. Drake told me, so either Drake lied or Drake didn't lie. I don't give a fuck. Okay, so. I know people want me to be like butthurt. Me and Drake ain't fucking. Please stop thinking we are. The nigga cleared something up for me. I put it out. I could have not put a source, but I did. Source, Drake. If it turns out to be false, you know who the liar is. Drake. It ain't me. That's it. I'll back up from that after that. I'm not, no fuck. So it is what it is, all right? So if y'all want to believe, the only thing I'll stand on, Akademiks ain't tell one lie from day 1 to day 20th, okay? So if anybody's a liar in this situation, it's Drake. Either he's a complete truth or he's a complete liar, and I don't give a fuck, okay? That's it.
Drake, right? Akademiks is spiraling, but this ain't the end of the spiral. Akademiks literally, you know, he had the spiral to say, I'm not the liar, Drake is. He spiraled out of control. His head, his whole world is crashing down, and this man ain't even drunk yet. This guy usually been drunk by now in the middle of the stream. He would have been hennied out of his mind. This dude, I didn't even see him take a sip. He could have, but I didn't see it. This dude is cooked right now, right? Goofy as hell, sad. He's chuckling to himself, trying to convince himself that what he's doing is the right thing. You're doing the wrong thing. You're a fucking idiot. I'm just gonna be honest. I used to like kind of be on the fence and try to be like, yo, Akademiks, he means what? No, he don't. Akademiks is dumb. Akademiks is dumb. And the fact that he doesn't understand that this guy only calls him, he still hasn't met this nigga face to face. You a puppet getting touched remotely. He's putting his hand up your jack remotely, gang. This is weird. I've never seen a man so obsessed to be in another man. Even when this guy makes you look like a fool, you're still trying to appease him, right? He goes live because he has to. And he's like, I didn't lie, I never lied one time. Well, gang, let me just tell you like this. If you got called and told to say this, and then you went and said it, and then it turned out to be a lie, you low-key lied, gang. I'm just going to be honest with you. You lied. So he made you lie for him. You're spiraling. Now, it doesn't stop there. Wait, there's more, right? Act goes on this hour, 2-hour rampage that he does. This is what he does. And he figures out how to start spinning stuff. Now, I'm going to tell you something about Akademiks. Akademiks is just as much a master manipulator as Drake, if not worse. Because what Akademiks will do, gang, he will start to make it where the whole narrative shifts. And now you're talking about a whole different thing. And this is what he's doing. Right now, Akademiks is shifting it now to LeBron. Akademiks is spiraling and crashing out and screaming that LeBron is not only cheating on his wife, but he was doing it in Canada with Drake, and Drake was lining him up with girls. Drake was bringing girls out. Every time he came, they was two team tagging on chicks and doing all kind of stuff. This is Akademiks. First of all, let's just start here. The only way you could have known that is if Drake told you. Second of all, if Drake told you that he wanted you to tell other people. Thirdly, if that was true, that's literally if you're guy. Now I'm not gonna say he paid or he didn't pay. But if you're bringing girls there and paying for them, that's a whole different subject. You're paying for girls for LeBron when he comes, right? Now you may say, "Oh, it's all kind of groupies that do this and that," but a groupie might talk. Somebody that's paid is never going to talk, right? A woman of the night, right? I'm not gonna say it's an escort. It ain't gonna be a lot of drama with them. They're gonna come do their job, and this man his secret gonna be safe. You ain't hear about it till Akademiks told you. If this is true, a woman of the night is never gonna spill those beans. But some groupie is damn sure gonna spill all the beans. She's gonna try to have her phone in there. She's gonna try to do this, that, and the third, right? And it's not a good idea to try to line up groupies every time LeBron James come to town. So my money would be that if they are tag teaming, it's gonna be somebody that got a lot of money to be there. I'm just telling you how these rich dudes move. All that groupie stuff is great, but you ain't got to worry about, you ain't got to worry about he raped me, none of that stuff when you're paying the girl or the girls. So if Drake is paying for services and bringing them, that's a whole different subject. Akademiks don't understand what he's dealing with. He's getting into some stuff that he need not to be doing. But he's so dense that he thinks it's a flex to try to flip it and shift it onto LeBron. Let's hear what Akademiks is talking about.
Newsflash for LeBron. Yo, LeBron, I talked to enough whores in Canada. I've talked to enough people. Maybe Drake will keep teasing it. Let me just tell you what I've heard. Yo, LeBron, you and Drake used to go on 2-mans. Okay? You've been cheating on your goddamn wife. Drake used to facilitate the host. And basically, essentially, you can't dance to a song about him being a pedophile. He used to supply you with the bitches. I'm sorry, my nigga. Yes, if I'm Drake, I snitch on you too. Sorry, buddy. You can't do that. No. You've been living a lie, and everybody been thinking you're this perfect guy, but when you come to Canada, I know some of the whores. When you come to Canada, you know you come to certain places, I'm supplying you with the white women you love. You don't even like black chicks. White women. I'm the guy. So when I bring the tings and I'm hooking you up, when Kendrick drops a song saying certified lover boy, certified pedo, you're the first one to say, whoa, me and Drake done this in 2-mans. He ain't never bring no underage girl. What the fuck is you talking about? Or how about you shut the fuck up and don't dance, don't crip walk, don't do nothing, and how about you go win some championships? I'm sorry. I'm snitching on you. That's why you in trouble, LeBron. You can't You can't dance to a song about me being a pedophile when we went on 2 mans. That's why you're getting dissed on these random songs. There's like five tings in Toronto ready to shout your business up now, bro. Like LeBron, nobody told you if you're secretly cheating on your wife, stay out the way. And don't dance at your man who been helping you cheat.
Gang, it's in full effect sucker season. Akademiks is basically saying, if you did anything that I can snitch on you, tell on you, make your life uncomfortable, don't push my buttons. This is how these dudes are moving in 2025. I don't know if Drake co-signed this or not, but Drake's little minions are making him look absolutely ridiculous. How cool is it to say, I was getting you the things up in Canada, and now since you went and danced with Kendrick, I'm going to tell about the things in Canada. I'm going to tell your wife, I'm going to tell the whole world. It is the most bitch-made shit you could possibly do. And somehow, up and down my timeline, Drake fans are actually making excuses for this behavior. They're saying, what would you do if you allowed your friend to be called a pedo and you went and danced to that song and celebrated that song, as if one relates to the other? I don't know if they remember, you're supposed to be solid. But I realized that we don't have that same, it ain't the same no more. We're not the same no more. And these guys they've been their morality to fit whatever narrative is open today. Whatever narrative they wake up with this morning, they're going to bend their morality to. Whatever their favorite, their GOAT needs them to bend it for tomorrow, they'll bend it for tomorrow. These guys are bending over so much it's getting sad. The thing with who the #1 streamed artist, that's not enough anymore, right? They gotta take over everything else, but there's nothing left to take over because none of that other stuff he can control. This is lame on top of lame, right? They're gonna try to make lame cool so he can be the owner of lame shit. Snitching on your mans is lame, but somehow he's gonna be the owner of it. He's the owner of suing after he lost a battle. He's the owner of snitching on a dude that cheated on his wife. He's going to own all the lame shit that nobody wants to own. They're trying to make this shit cool. We've watched them wiggle and try to make lying cool, try to make suing cool, try to make snitching cool. They're trying everything. This guy is like literally everything that we did not stand for in hip hop. He is flipping everything from the time this battle started to right now. Everything that you thought was impeachable offenses, Drake is doing them and making them look cool to his fans. No one else, right? His fans are spinning the stuff now. Now they're going to be gloating about snitching on the man allegedly cheating on his wife. This is going to be some form of flex now. It's bizarre. Akademiks spiraled. This guy is on a suicide watch, and he's going to spend the next week trying to save his career. Akademiks is in trouble too. Because once you lose the respect of the people that you already had, first of all, he lost mad people's respect in hip-hop already. But he did have a stable fan base. Now at this point, it's going to be difficult for someone to take Akademiks serious. You can't take his word. He doesn't have any connections with this guy anymore. He's so wrapped up in trying to be this guy's butt buddy that I don't know where you could actually listen to Akademiks and take any type of thing he says serious. I'm just going to be honest. He's trying so hard to be this guy's best new friend, right, that he's let himself become a laughingstock and a joke. I can't wait to see what Maul has to say. Well, I don't care, but I know someone going to post what Maul says. It's going to be dumb, right? These guys are the definition of idiots. They're ruining their own career. Rory and Maul show is the numbers are going down. People are tired of watching it. They lost a couple of their sponsors. It's looking bad. They done fired Julian. It's crazy over there, right? Akademiks he's going to make his money, but at the same time, this stuff not going to be as easy to sell to people anymore, right? This whole thing, this choosing side stuff is going to be bad in the end of the day. We are watching this man spiral and lose his mind and lose his career. His career, trust me, he's going to take a hit. This is going to be bad. This ain't going to work out well for Akademiks. I'm just going to be honest with you. This ain't working. This ain't going to be a good idea. He's spiraling because he knows it. He knows he stepped in some shit that he shouldn't have never stepped in, and now he's trying to spin it on LeBron. And guess what? Twitter's feeding right into it. All they talking about is LeBron James right now. So he's like, whew, I got that off my back, but we ain't forget, my nigga. We didn't forget. We didn't forget you lied, you got pupperized and manipulated, and then you try to spin it and tell LeBron's wife that he was cheating on her. You did the most suckerish shit. You began the year of 2025 off as a buster, and we ain't gonna never forget. So you're cooked out here, and I don't see no way you coming back. I really don't. I see you starting to, it's because there's a lot of corny dudes just like him that think the way he thinks. So he's still going to have his corny clan crew, still posting his stuff, following and reposting and backing him up. Yeah, of course, sure. You're going to have them little lame dudes that still think you're cool and what you stand for is cool and how you spin a narrative to make everything that this guy does is cool. Right? You're still going to have your anti-Kenny guys who are going to love every time Akademiks come on with another report that's anti-Kendrick. They're going to love that. He's going to have them, but that's not going to be enough. And them little rankings you got where you're number one, you're the number one media personality for hip-hop, that's going to drop to 5 and then 7 and then 10 and then 15 and then 20 and then 50. And then nobody's going to be caring what Akademiks has to say. These crash outs not going to mean as much no more. And your connection with Drake not going to mean as much anymore. I'm just going to be honest. You're still going to be floating around. You're still going to make headlines here and there, but it ain't going to be the same, gang. Just going to be honest. And on that note, y'all let me know what you think. This is a weird development. It was a long time coming because you can't follow a guy that is lying basically every single day. He wakes up, lying to himself, lying to the people around him, and then he's manipulating you. Sooner or later, you're going to get caught in the crossfire. And that's what happened. Akademiks, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You lost your credibility probably 4, 5, 6 months ago during the battle, and you just made it worse. He already told us that you were compromised, and you beyond compromised because you put it right on your page, the boy. Right? You told us that he called you directly and told you. That's not how media professionalism, that's not how media people supposed to work. Go and run with an unsubstantiated claim that something was a lie that clearly wasn't a lie. So Akademiks, you got played. You got to clean this mess up yourself, but it's never coming off you. That stench is on your gang forever. CLBMG. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
CLB.